Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you on a Saturday in the studio having fun, talking about what? Real estate, our favorite topic around here. It's always a lot of news on the real estate market as we approach the new year. We're there. It's officially 2023. Everybody's getting back in the flow of things, getting in the move of it. And that's kind of a hard thing to do, it seems like. For some reason, we got that holiday lag going on. I told you we coached some girls on the ladies basketball team, me and my wife. We have fun with that. Great kids. And last week we played and we were kind of sluggish getting into it. I think that's kind of back at the work mode, sluggish getting into it. But that's part of the season. Things picking up dramatically last week, 4 or 5 offers that came in. So we're starting to see a real big pickup in the market. It's a good thing. We'll do some congrats and everything before we get started with our show. Got to take care of our great people that have given us the trust on selling such a large asset and a big investment for them. So congrats to 820 Middle Creek. And this is kind of will tie into our show again today. What do you do if your home doesn't sell the first time around or it falls through? In this particular case, 820 Middle Creek, the sale fell through at the last minute. No fault to the seller. What do? We had to go hustle really, really hard, work real hard to put it back under contract. So we're going to talk about that today. Today's the show. What do you do if your home sale falls through in 2023? And what can we do to put it back under contract quickly and keep the emotions in check? So congrats to Middle Creek going back under contract. Panther Creek Lane going under contract again. Congrats to Bert Newman, large tract of land in Knoxville. Sold that. Excited about that opportunity. And then Renee Drive. How about Renee Drive? Awesome opportunity out there in Deer Lodge. Great seller that we have out there. And then Abel's Valley Road, another large tract of land, just went under contract. Super congrats to our great seller out there in Roane County. And so there's some recent updates that we've been doing, talking about the show. And if you were tuned in last week, we talked about some numbers as far as sales, because it's 2023. Official numbers came out in 2022. We're going to revisit a little bit of that in case you missed last week's show. We'll talk about some numbers just in case, talk about some condo sales, just so you kind of know where the market's kind of has went in 2022. There's always doom and gloom. We'll try to keep that to a limited, but the market is changing ever so much. Inventory still is one of its lowest across the country. Talking with some great agents the other day, and so we're still getting multiple offers. We're doing that here. Not getting 7 offers, but we're getting offers. Comes down to what? Number one, marketing is everything. It always comes back to your marketing. In a good market, you can market a lot, but the advantage is to you, the seller at that time, and the agents and the marketing, because buyers are buying them quicker than the marketing going in place. Where we really seem to peak in our market is when there's not a 7 or 8 offers, where we're back to somewhat of a normalization of a market or maybe a slight decline. What you're going to see on 2022 numbers, marketing's picking up throughout the U.S. and is picking all of our out-of-state buyers and locally. So we had a lot of success, just like we've seen this week. With 5 contracts. So let's talk about the mortgage news. Mortgage applications at the end of December were the lowest that we've seen in 20 years. Rates are averaging 6.52 average, 30-year fixed, and more than doubled 2 years ago, the interest rates. Well, that's news or clickbait. If you go to YouTube or some of these social media sites, there's a lot of news of doom and gloom to get you to kind of click through. It says the real estate market's crashing. It's the worst crash since we've seen. Nobody really knows all that, but I tend to not believe that. Numbers don't lie. Inventory doesn't lie. We've got a great state, and we're one of the top 3 states in the country where people are relocating, and we're seeing that not changing. People are still relocating. We get calls every day, and my team's feverishly, you like that word? Feverishly working to help all those buyers and place those families across East Tennessee. So we're seeing that. Yes, there's going to be an impact on the rates, obviously, with a lot of things going on in the marketplace. No one knows what the crazy Fed's going to do. Is it up? Is it down every quarter? What they're doing. But I think a lot of the market back since July, we got normalized, where in July there was a big shock effect. So in the summer, which is typically our busiest season, we saw some of our sales decline. And so a lot of that had to go into, consumer confidence, what's going on, buyers sitting on the sidelines, right? Wondering what to do. What do we do? Do we just pause for a moment? And I think that's what you saw a lot of in the marketplace was some emotions that were high, not sure what the Feds were going to do. And then we're seeing a consistent, as the Feds try to work on their inflation issues. We won't get into that. Maybe they could stop spending. Maybe that would cause stop it. I won't go there. My wife will get on me. No politics. We won't go that route. But maybe they stop spending. Maybe, just maybe, we'll be back to a better place. So anyway, we'll go there. We can control with what we can control, can't we, guys? We can control with what we have. We have still rates are really good, as we said, 6.52. And if you've been in the market a while, you've been around a while, a 6.5 rate is good. Now 2% is better. I get that, but we may not see those for a while. We've been spoiled with those and been blessed to have that opportunity for a while. But that has put pressure on the marketplace, and it has drove prices up. Tending when the market rates are really, really low, the prices are going to drive up. Vice versa, where the rates go up, we're seeing a little bit of adjustment in the pricing. Buyers, there's a great opportunity now to purchase a home, actually get to the property and have some conversation on a negotiation. We're seeing opportunities for buyers now more than we did last year. So that's a good thing. Rents, if you're ever looking for something to rent, it's very hard to find something. Still, looked the other day just online in Knoxville for some affordable housing. That just doesn't seem like it's out there. So it's limited to rent. So purchases are a strong indicator in the marketplace, and I think they will continue to see that in 2023. We have some banks that are offering a lot of different incentive programs. So a lot of people are coming into the marketplace. We wonder if we should do an ARM or adjustable rate. Some banks are rolling out new programs that allow them to refinance in the next 2 years with limited to no cost. So really, when you hear my good friend Dave Ramsey say, hey, you need to buy now, or we need to buy the property and lock it in and not wait, I think that's really a good advice, because you're always trying to speculate on the real estate market, whether it's going to go up, is it going to go down? And what we're seeing in the area, that rents are very, very high. There's lack of rental inventory. And the average starter home, I'll just take it here in Farragut, used to be, $279,000. That was entry. You really couldn't find anything there, but you could find some homes. Well, now the average is probably about $400,000, I think. And that's probably not exactly entry level, but you'll find something in the 400 range. So you can see that those prices have dramatically increased. News on the world stage is Wells Fargo will be, which is the number one housing lender in the marketplace. They're going to be stopping the housing market part of their business. Not sure why, and they only work with customers, current clients, that will be using for residential loans only. All right, home building's pulling back a little bit. We're seeing some incentives. We have some new subdivisions that are still moving forward that are committed for several years in advance. And then a lot of people are wondering, what are we going to do in the spring market? What are the spring market? What are we going to face? I think you're going to see buyers get normalized with the market and where we're at, adjusting in the marketplace. And I think we're going to have a very strong spring. Inventory is what we're seeing across the country is still relatively low. And so we have an opportunity in the marketplace really to have that conversation. It's nice. We've got clients that are coming in from California. We sold son his house and his new wife. And then now dad's coming down, and then they're going to the lab. So those are exciting opportunities for some great clients, and then new future clients. His parents are coming. Having one of our coworkers, which is great. We relocated her down. Guess what? Mom and dad are coming. So that's super exciting. So we're seeing that trend. There's going to be a lot of buying and selling throughout this year. It comes down as a market shifting, guys. That's why we do this show every week. Always comes down to the agent that you choose. The days of putting a sign in the market, a sign in the yard, maybe putting a picture on social media, throwing it up on the MLS or the Zillow or the Realtor.com, that may not get it done this year. We're going to maximize the most amount of money. My wife just told me yesterday that she bought strawberries for $7. So, Ryan, that's a little off topic. No, but it kind of goes into our marketplace. Everything is going up dramatically in the marketplace. As businesses, as homeowners, as home sellers and purchasers, we really got to focus about putting the most money in our pocket. As a buyer, we got to save the most money. We got to be strategic. And to do that, to walk through this marketplace, you need experience. And our team is here to help you. We're in the business over 24 years. We've got a team that's dedicated to help you from start to finish, whether it's your first home, whether you've been in the market a while, or maybe you're downsizing. We just helped some great clients. Congrats. to the Joneses. I forgot to tell you, congrats to them. We're so busy on Crestview. Just sold their condo, and they just moved into assisted living. But a super sweet couple. Downsizing was a great move for them, but they gave us the opportunity and trust, and so we were glad to help you. And so that's the number one thing going to the first part of the year is hire an agent that you can trust to help you through that, and we'd be honored to do that. We got some numbers going into the second half, and then we're going to talk about what happens if your house falls through on a sale. You stay with us, Real Estate with Ryan.
Knoxville and East Tennessee. The region is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and lakes. There's no better place to work, live, or raise a family. Home is where your story begins. Buying or selling your home is a big decision, and you need a real estate team you can trust.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your hometown experts. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let us develop a winning game plan for you.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, guys, we're back in the studio. Thank you for tuning in. It's Real Estate with Ryan. And if I didn't tell you who I am, well, guess what? My name's Ryan Coleman, owner, founder of Hometown Realty. Me and my wife, April Coleman, we do this show every Saturday. We talk a little real estate in East Tennessee, why it's the best place to raise a family, live, and just have fun, man, and watch our Vols. And while we go into Vols, that's a great segment. Hometown Realty is proud sponsor of the Vols, and our Vols are doing a lot of great things. So with that being said, 60-second drum roll, please. We got our 60-second Vol update. All right, big game Saturday. 12 o'clock, Kentucky in the house. Chris Lofton's jersey is being retired. By the way, you got to watch that game. I'm super excited about that. I'm coaching my daughter during that time, but I will be watching it, and go Vols. Lady Vols are playing Georgia Sunday. Big weekend, 1 o'clock, Thompson-Boling Arena. We've got ESPN College Game Day, huge Lady Vol basketball. UConn, January 26th on a Thursday. Mark your calendar. We're going to be there. Let's go support our Lady Vols in a huge game and root them on. They're on fire, by the way. Eric Berry is selected to the 2023 College Football Hall of Fame class. And that is your 60-second Vol update. Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols, your official Tennessee realtor. All right, got all that done. See, all these things, man. So much news, so much happening going forward. Let's go with some numbers, and I wanted to talk about this, and we'll tie into the segment of what to do if your house falls through. Well, the first thing is we don't ever want to see that happen. But let's go over some numbers to kind of indicate why maybe we're seeing what's going on. Last week, we talked about some numbers. In the residential housing market, Knox County is down sales about 13%, okay? Residential housing. Blount County down about 7%. Let's see. Let me rephrase that. I hit the wrong number. Sevier County is down only about 7%. Blount County is down about 15%. We got Loudoun County, outlier. Good old Loudoun County is up 8%. That was good to hear that. Let's see. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about our condos too. Let me get to this. Bear with me, guys. I wanted to talk about our condo market. We just helped the Jones sell their house or condo in Knoxville. We talked about them, some super sweet people. And the condo market's totally different than the residential market. So Knox County condo market down about 16%. Sales last year were 903. This year, 755. Average last year price was $263,739. This year, increase of 19%, $314,732. We got Blount County. They're up 17% on the condo market. Roane County up 12% on the condo market. And Loudoun County is actually down on the condo market. And you say, well, Ryan, why is that? Some are up, some are down. And I think a lot of that's our baby boomer generation. We got a lot of people that are looking for, we have larger homes where their families are grown, the grandbabies are moving out or moving away. And we're looking for that one level living. We're not ready for assisted living or to live with family or to live close by, but we want the independence. And so we have a lot of people, though, we have some health issues and different things. And so assisted living and things like that are very, very great. My great clients that we help, they were super sweet. He said that the first day that they got over there, Mr. Jones, they got into playing some cards and get some immediate friends and some different things like that. So although it's probably one of the hardest moves you'll have to make, leaving your home, especially after years, and then that next step, or could be your next last step, it's hard to swallow that. But they can tell you that once they got there, once they got acquainted, once they got situated, they said it was the best move that they ever made. And so it was hard to leave. We were glad and honored to be part of that process. But you're looking at the market, the condo market, we felt that a little bit with the Joneses. Well, we had their condo in the market. And so it's really staying up to date with the marketplace. But the good news is the pricing values went up, but some of the sales across the board are decreasing. So things to think about, guys, things to think about. And if you're tuning in and you're catching this in the car or social media, make sure we're on News Talk 98.7 at 1 o'clock on Saturday, or you listen to us on Talk Radio 92.3 FM at 11 o'clock. Easy to find us there. And guess what? If you're doing the kid thing with the ball, basketball and sports and soccer, it's okay. We're busy. But we got plenty of ways you can listen to Real Estate with Ryan. We're on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And of course, we're streaming on Spotify, iTunes, and Google. Okay, just check us out there. Catch Real Estate with Ryan. And do us a favor. Share us some love. Subscribe. Share it to a friend. If they need any help in real estate, we'd be honored to help them with that process and walk you from start to finish. And what we're always about, what our team's always about here, is creating relationships. Buying or selling home. I had a great past client call me this morning. She said, Ryan, we have this house that's coming up. It's a renovation. It's an investment property. But I'm not sure, if it's in your price range, if you want to handle it. I said, price range? What do you mean? Come on now. And she said, well, it's only in this price range. And I said, listen, we're going to grow our business. And if you guys are in business, we're going to grow our business by relationships. And it's helping people. It's never about focusing on, the numbers, or that all comes within business or helping people. But when you focus on people, it always comes back to you. So that's what we try to focus on here, try to do a really great job and work really hard to that. And then, of course, once we have that success, we've had so many great clients, we're over almost 1,000 or more consistently past clients that are routine that work with us. And that says a lot. And for you guys, I don't know the thousands that are listening out there to Real Estate with Ryan, going on 6 years, maybe 7. What are we for? Yeah, going on 6 years on the air means a lot. And the referrals are the lifeline of our business. So anybody that thinks about buying or selling real estate, we'd be honored to help them and walk them through that process. So let's get into the show. What are you going to do if your property falls through? Like our great client in Middle Creek. House is on the market, moved to Florida. He said, Ryan, I can't afford to keep making that payment. We had to go ahead and go down here to Florida, and we need to get it sold. What are we going to do? What are you going to do if the deal falls through? Well, it's always a lot of drama with that, but there's a lot of reasons that deals fall through, and we'll talk about what we did and what you need to do if it does come through. So one of the first things that you want to do is, why did the deal fall through? We talk about early on. If you've never done a title search, it's one of the first things that you may want to do, especially if it's an estate or heirs, or you had other things go on. It just doesn't hurt to have a good open title search that may go on. It could be some judgments, things like that. The last thing you want to do is going across state, have a title issue come up. You've got a lot of boxes and things that are in storage, and then you've kind of got to dig through all that mess to kind of be out of state to kind of handle that issue. That just adds to the stress. So we want to kind of make sure we cover any title issues that we need to do. What about making sure when you take an offer, the number one thing, make sure your agent, if you're not listing with us, make sure that they're pre-approved. Pre-approved, we get a lot of letters that are pre-qualified and pre-approved. What's the difference? Well, pre-qualified just means we've taken a few minutes, probably the lender has, to kind of say, this is what you make, this is what you do, and they may have run a credit report, and that's it. Very standard in our industry that we see a lot from lenders that have this pre-qualification letter. Now, the question is that worth the paper that it's written on? And a lot of times it's not, because with the pre-qualification letter, it doesn't get into some lenders call something called a tri-merge or a single. So some lenders may, because it's cheaper or inexpensive, they may just pull a single credit bureau. So they may just pull Equifax or TransUnion. Well, when they do a full loan application, they're going to pull all of those, and guess what? Something comes up. So the pre-qualification that your home went under contract, now you have to get out of contract. And this is one of the biggest things we deal with is when the contract goes off the market, we get probably every agent in town, and the first question that they call, they go, Ryan, what happened to the home? Why did it fall through? I don't know. There's nothing wrong with the home. Their financing fell through. But sometimes you can't overcome that. And what you've got to do as a great agent, and hopefully working with your agent, is to re-energize that property back to the market. Sometimes you just can't get around it falling through, like on Middle Creek. But you want to make sure you have a solid pre-approval letter, or we stipulate the contract where we have times and deadlines that the buyer has to follow through, or they default, and we get it back on the market. Watch your contingencies in the marketplace. Contingencies can kill a contract. Is it contingent on a home selling? That's really big. All right. If you're going to have a contingency on a home selling, you better have a time frame in them for there to sell their other property. I don't recommend it. But in this marketplace, you have to be open for that. And is their home going to sell? You need all the supporting documents, all the pre-approvals, have the inspections done, have the appraisals done, have their title work done to make sure that you know you've got a right deal. And then when you get it back on the market, if something falls through, make sure you have a solid escrow. Guys, remember this: when you put more money down and they're serious about a property, they're spending $300,000 or $400,000, the stronger the escrow, always the stronger chances that the deal close. And that's what we got to do to get it back on the market and make a solid deal for all parties. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Catch us next week. We'll hope to see you next week with Real Estate with Ryan.